Hello there, fellow miners. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to ExoTrain, Episode 4, Defending a Drill from Enemy Waves. Okay, I got the batteries for the rifle. The rifle is going to be done in a minute and a half. And recycling allows you to build a matter recycler built on the structure fabricator. And if we're gonna get that soon, let's just go ahead and collect all of the, like, stuff I don't care for or don't need, all grouped up on my inventory so that I can just batch recycle a whole bunch of junk. I'll keep the flashlight though. So all this stuff could be recycled. And there's the science packs needed for the recycling tech. Let's get some stone wood while I wait. So the synth forge will be done in 27 seconds, and I think the rifle's all set. So if you wanted to see what the rifle's like, let's take it out for a spin. I'll go up that. Actually, I did want to go back down here looking for emeralds. Some of the other enemies, like this guy, these animals are really hard to hunt normally without range damage, because some of the critters, like the passive ones, like these guys, just like flee from you and outrun you really quickly. So it is really nice to have like an energy rifle to be able to catch up to them. And now that we have a heat-based weapon, it might make sense to reassess the equipment that I have to give like a maximum heat over like a jet boost or something, so that I can afford more heat buildup. So now that there's a larger group here, I will use the active ability too. Boom. Looks kind of underwhelming, but it's very effective. And the interplay between melee and ranged, as simple as the game looks, is kind of important because of the heat mechanics and the cooldowns of stuff. You can really pump out some pretty good damage if you just keep swapping. That and like food and liquids in this game don't stack, so I could be running around with like food buffs that I am not taking advantage of right now either. Speaking of liquid, cheers. Alright, we got recycling. So I'll need 5 more alloy fibers for that. Oops. And you got to see the rifle and what it can do. It's I like, you know, being able to switch between the two personally. Alright, it'll be 1 minute until that's done. I think... 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 I've been pretty cautious about how much of the ferrum and cuprum or whatever that I'm using, but I am going to run out pretty soon. I only have 24 or 25 more cuprum. That's really not a lot of cuprum. That's like enough for maybe one more research project. So what should I do next on the train? There's a few things we could try to do. We could go mining. Unlock new research. Or discover research. Unlock projects. Upgrade train. And I'll have you choose between those 4. That's good enough. So here's the metal recycler. It's a little bit wider than the other projects because it has like this input part. I'll put it there. And let's just drop all this jazz in there. Recycle! So some of it gives off module spare parts, which is used to make into other modules. So if we had the module tech, you can recycle modules to make new modules that you actually want. And then it, some of the other requisite components were recycled back to us too. Train's almost also out of fuel. Well, it's out of like fuel reserve fuel. Still has plenty of fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more wood. Keep things running. Not to mention all of the flame crystal and energy grass. Like, there's other fuel sources that we could easily put in there. Alright. Go mining. So let's check out what this area is down there. In order to go mining, what we're going to want... I do have the auto turret on me right now. But we are going to want at least one more energy cell. Because every time you use energy... Like, every time you mine, you consume an energy cell. So... I'll get another one of those. It's worth noting, like, if you're out of energy, if you're out of the materials that goes into energy cells, meaning out of cuprum entirely, you can get into, like, you'll be able to, like, forage for some, right? Killing random stuff. But you could definitely find yourself in a situation where you don't even have the resources to get more resources. Part of the reason why the cuprum deposits will have loose cuprum around it, I'm assuming, is... so that you can get a little bit of cuprum to get the next energy cell that you would need. So let's go try to find... oh, I didn't actually pick up that battery. Try to go find a mining deposit. And I'm going to also take berries with me. I'm going to check the south for now. Yeah, soft lock. I wouldn't say you'd be, like, truly soft locked, because, like, you could just go exploring and find the materials from, like, chests and boxes and stuff. But, like, yeah, it would not be in your best interest to waste all of the materials needed to obtain more materials. Especially if you're, like, a completionist and you open every box and loot every building. You're only going to make it much, much, much harder. Probably don't need to watch my oxygen too closely, because I'm not likely to run out, but like that is a factor here. Alright, what's in this building? Science! But no ores. A reminder, of course, the ores show up on your map very clearly as a deposit, so they're not hard to find when you go near them. They pop up pretty clearly. Silly overheat. Don't know what that was. Convert incoming damage to heat. Little oxygen tank here. Elevator. This is an overclock node. So the way these work, you insert the weapon that you want overclocked, and then you can use these overclock modules to add a new upgrade to it. So I'm going to overclock this one with a overclock module tier 2. And it increased the range damage and critical chance through that overclock. So I got 2 overclock stats through that. Both pretty good. Oh, and I just picked up another overclock module. So let's put that in. I don't actually want to overclock my rifle again, so I'm going to hold on to that other module. I'd rather spend it on like a new blade later on, because I don't want to overwrite any of the overclocks that I just obtained. Okay, there's some boxes underneath the building that I could grab. We've got field gloves. I'm already sporting field gloves, so they're really not any different. I'll just recycle them. And like this Spartan bedroom suite. Some grass and gears too. Sometimes you can sort of like, and this is, I assume, why there's like an unstuck. You can, the game doesn't like lock you out of the terrain. You can kind of poke about and do weird things, but keep in mind it's also pretty easy to like end up in a terrain hole, which is why there's an unstuck command. I kind of like the sort of less guided, more open exploration, but I kind of wish the unstuck worked where like it didn't teleport you back to the train. But maybe they'll make improvements to that system in the future. Because, like, going all the way back to the train is a bit of a pain when you're like, but I didn't wanna. Because, you know, I was being stupid and I'm like 5 minutes from home. But whatever. So down here, I've already explored. That's where we killed the weird plant Venus flytrappy thing. So there was obviously no ores in this sector. So I am going to jump. And then try to go farther east in this southern route, looking for something to mine. So I already took that carving path. Oh crap, I hit a tree. This time we'll go into the cave. Thought I still had my flashlight. Oh, no, I didn't. Shoot. Sorry. I forgot I switched out for my, like, build hammer. But either way, it cuts through. And, it popped us up back out where the tracks are. Enjoy the train ride? Well, thank you. I'll try to do just that. Receive 3,000 experience from reading the log. Touch nothing. Take it. Return it. Only respect for the planet will bring salvation. part of some sanctuary. You breathe differently near this thing, even with your spacesuit on. What is the purpose of this thing? Is there, if there is one at all? And I did level up, so I can spend a point. We'll get the final one for Overclock Strike for increased crit damage. But obviously there's no mining around here, so let's keep going. The other thing we could do is let's take the train back here and go up this northern path and look that. Oh, Jesus. Xenomorph much? I'm in danger. Just kidding. Oh god, no, not kidding. Ah! I is very dead. Lost 850 experience on death. Yep, deservedly. So there you go. You can see the loss mechanic. And some of that was like, I don't have an upgraded blade, and I don't have upgraded armor. I still have like tier 1 stuff. So yeah, getting smoked as a result. And I'm just gonna plop this like weird crystal here in the middle, because why not? Fried eggs with bacon and protein solution. Breakfast of champions. Alright, so if we're gonna take the train back here, let's throw this thing in reverse. I'm gonna move this out of the way, actually. There we go. And then we're gonna take a northern path. Come on. There we go. Switching route. So right now the train is set for north-north. And we'll look for ore to mine around there. Oh, you know what? Let's hit that too. Everything not nailed down gets looted. You can see the radar system revealing new stuff now. It's more clear that we're covering a path that we've already explored. Alright, let's go into the mountains over there. Inventory, well, except for the Cooper Moore, is mostly put away. And hopefully I won't have a bunch of xenomorphs murdering me this time. I should have ran sooner. I knew I was in danger as soon as I showed them turn up, but I thought I could win, and I couldn't. Ow, guys. Quit swarming me. All right, got a little bit more ore. Probably not worth the fight. But still looking for mining spots, because that's what you voted on, and I have come up dry. So this is the southern tracks. So this is just a pass through the two. So I don't really need to go that way. I've already explored it. Happy Friday to you too, Sabo. Have any fun weekend plans? I know what I'll be doing. Marathon streaming and then recovering from marathon streaming. And, you know, some other family stuff. I'm venturing a little bit farther from the train, but whatever. I can always go back if I need to. And here we go. Here is a coop room spot. Perfect. So putting it down, what we can do is put the battery in it. This thing is a danger level 3. Previously, we were at like level 1. Level 1 can be defended without turrets. For level 3 is recommended to use a few turrets. For 5, you should use the full capacity of energy and CPU. So, each of these turrets, like, this energy capacity for this battery is 1100, and this turret is like 100 energy and 5 CPU usage. And what it's saying is, like, for this difficulty, I could get away with just like an auto turret, maybe. But at higher level difficulties, it's basically saying, yo, take this a little bit more seriously. And I would agree. It's what I've been saying is, like, very easily you'll get, like, insta-murdered if you don't take the higher level difficulty ones more seriously. Excuse you. This reminds you of Blossom art style? Yes, it is very much like Blossom. Low poly, but clean. As someone who plays a lot of low poly games, the quality of the graphics is almost like not of a concern to me. Alright, let's fire this up. Mining 120 cuprum if we survive. Remaining time to mine this vein, 4 minutes. Protect the drill during the mining. Yeah, I think you could see why I was saying you don't end up fighting these things manually. Oh god, actually my turret is already getting smoked here. We're good. Still alive. Ouch. Alright, we are third done. Oh, I leveled up a whole bunch. Now's probably not the right time to try to mess with that, though. So yeah, I would say if I didn't have like an auto turret backing me up here, I would have died or failed already. And even then, I might have to disassemble the auto turret early to prevent it from its destruction. We'll see. I'll try to like defend it and the drill better. Because I'm not taking a whole lot of damage, but there isn't like a taunt that I can easily trigger to pull aggro off of the deployed turret. $36 of 120. We're getting closer. Stupid poison. And it's worth noting the improved energy cells will add more CPU and more power for more turrets, and then also like increase the speed at which you mine and increase the threat at which you're mining. So it makes it harder, but makes it quicker. And then if you have like the resources for more, oh crap. No, don't destroy that. Stop, 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 stop. Oh God. Disassemble. Reassemble. It's probably not going to be useful with like the 9% we have left. If it broke it, you know, I wouldn't get it back, so I like pulled it and redeployed it. Hey, big ugly. Alright, drill's done. I think if we do another threat 3, I'm likely going to want at least another turret or 2. Because 1 was not really enough. If I didn't intervene at the last second, we would have like lost our turret. There we go. Lots of material. Taking the drill. And then when you take the drill, it automatically takes the auto turrets bound to the deployment, so you don't have to like undo all your turrets one at a time. You just kind of do them in batch. Alright, what to do next will be up to you. I can continue going mining. If I do that, I'm probably going to want to get another auto turret or 2. I could, let's also do improved gear. Because I have melee weapons and armor and overclocking that I could do as well. So discover research, unlock projects, which is kind of also overlapping with improved gear, go mining, etc. It'll be up to you. That's a lot of cuprum, though. Getting it all smelted. Oh, we have a little bit of ferrum, too. So if we wanted to improve gear, let's take a look at what that would cost. In terms of armor, we don't have any tier 2 armor projects that we know of. We do have heavy armor and light armor projects that we could unlock pretty cheaply, because I think I already have the science packs. And then, as far as gear goes, iron melee weapons would be definitely where it's at, so that's 6 science packs. So, we would need 12 fibers and 18 wires. So getting that going to be able to get better weapons. While we do that, if you want me to... Yeah, I do have the science packs. Cool. If you want me to... I don't know why I built 2 of those. Unlock the light armor or heavy armor. I could unlock either. So I'm going to have you vote. Heavy or light. So the difference between the two. The heavy armor sets have physical resistances and higher health. So I don't unlock any extra slots. And then the light armor has like thermal cooling, maximum heat, so it's better for like guns. Basically, light armor you could think of as like ranged weapon armor, and then heavy armor is like melee armor. To put it in simple terms. The eggs and the berries away. We have lots of cuprum. Sweet. So 58 more seconds until we have the research for that, and it looks like we'll go heavy. So unlock heavy armor, and that also unlocks the armor printer Mark 1. So we need to make an armor printer Mark 1 as well to make any of this stuff. Which needs 4 more wires. And we are running low on refined ferrum. We're down to 34 left of all that I have. But we just got a whole bunch of cuprum, so the cuprum is not an issue. It's just the ferrum. Okay, for the armor, I already have ferrum armor, but I do not have ferrum anything else. So we could do a ferrum helmet, ferrum gloves, ferrum boots, and a dermal belt. A dermal belt gives extra gadget slots. For that, I'm going to need more alloy fibers. I'll just batch up 10 more. And the synth forge is done. And with the synth forge, we're going to unlock the iron melee stuff, which is also made on the same printer as the original stuff. So here is the ferrum blade, and that requires... So we have this blade and the spear. I'm just going to do the blade, because, well... Yeah, I'll do the blade. So that needs 3 energy cells. Which needs 18 wires. Alright, so this is the dermal belt, the helmet, the gloves, and the boots. Good stuff. And I'm choosing not to recharge my self-made blade because it's about to become obsolete. So there's no point. In fact, I'll just stick it in the matter recycler because it's about to be recycled instead. Alright, I am nearly out of energy plants. So if I want to make more batteries, we're going to need more energy plants. Got it. And now with the dermal belt on, I can put the flashlight in the gadget slot, because we have more slots for that. Here's the helmet. So the difference with these two helmets, max health and physical resist goes up a lot. Thermal resistance goes up. Acid resistance goes up. Electrical resistance goes up. It has more charge, so it doesn't break as easy. It's basically an improvement, like, across the board for everything. And pretty much all the ferrum stuff is going to be like that. Because the stuff I have right now is, like, you can think is like, makeshift. So I'm going from, like, makeshift armor to actual set of armor. So it's a big jump. And here's the ferrum blade, which is an actual weapon, not like some janky self-made like self-crafted stuff. So it's the first real weapon as well. Hence big jump. Here's the gloves. So the gloves will give me a parry chance and more resistances across the board. Although I kind of like the attack speed of the field, but whatever. I'll go for being tougher. And the boots. And we got max health. We also get health regeneration and more resistances out of the boots as well. All right, one more minute on the weapon. Let's get a little bit more wood to keep the engine on. I'm trying to leave the, like, flame crystals alone in case I need them. They're harder to find. Trees are kind of everywhere, if you've noticed. An exoplanet with trees. It's funny, I mean, not to get too pedantic, but like, trees could very much be unique to Earth. Like, there's an argument to be made that, which is like, oh yeah, maybe life is, there's other life in the universe, but like, trees could be kind of unique to Earth and Earth's environment. You know, other planets might not have some sort of like, trees are pretty weird. When you think about it. With how they like nearly defy the laws of physics. They're like 99% dead. There's a lot really weird about trees. Alright, so here's the weapon printer and the sword. I would love to overclock the sword, but like I don't have an overclock station just yet. I could go back to the overclock station that we had found, but like I don't really need to go out of my way for that. Never need to purchase cotton swabs on this planet. Yeah, all the, just stick the trees in your ears. So now we've upgraded our gear, a little bit. And what to do next? I can continue upgrading my gear. So if I wanted to upgrade my gear even further, we could do the module combining to be able to get better modules for our gear. Or the overclock station, both would do it. Or alternatively, we could just like unlock more tech if you wanted to. But in terms of gear, I've pretty much like added all the really, really good gear parts that I know of. I'm gonna see if there's more mining opportunities to be done in and around here. But with that said, if we were to take on some more mining, I would probably want another auto turret. It's really not that expensive, but it does take about 1/5 of my remaining ferrum that I have mined. So we'd have to be mindful, pun unintended, mindful about using up whatever remaining resources we have available to us, because I wouldn't want to go bankrupt. And I haven't searched those garage-esque buildings over there either. Yeah. Yeah, don't even get started on protein chirality. Yeah, you know, life on this planet is all like right-handed, except for a few things that aren't. So yeah, it could be even more wild. So cooling systems, that's another upgrade part. Passive upgrade. Hypothesis 2, draft. Could it be the Pneuma for Argus? Good thing everyone needs a doctor. I reached Herbert. He invents all kind of things with Pneuma, but says nothing about breathing. Soon I'll visit the Nutria technician. She mentioned breathing in her request. The symptoms are atypical, but she appears to be pregnant. That's impossible if she's using the company's food resources. Please approve passage beyond the bridge and an escort to the Northwest Base. Dr. Mertz. Oh, and here's a freebie charging station that came with upgraded overclocked ferrum armor. It's unfortunate I just made some ferrum armor. So this stuff is overclocked with extra health. Cool. So same stats with an extra bonus to health. So my health is almost 300. Almost. And then this is the cuprum spot that I just mined out. And I was hoping that maybe if I went up the mountain side up this way, I could find a ferrum spot, because that's probably what we need most. It looks to me like you guys want me to discover research. If you want me to discover research, because that is far and above that's the only thing anyone voted on. Find ferrum mining and spend ferrum for research. So I am nearly out of ferrum, which is required to unlock the next phase of research. So I need to find a ferrum vein to do any more research, because I only have like, oh god, I have so many skill points though. I only have a little bit more ferrum to do the unlock. Skills. Let's go ahead with ability damage, first strike protocol, and ability damage. So here's first strike. Okay, yes. I like that. First strike protocol, which is the guaranteed crit on first hit with the new sword, and I just like one-tapped that bug, which is way more damage than I was doing before. Thank you for tuning in to ExoTrain, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timer to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow train conductors.